Probably get a copyright something.
Probably already
Probably already got a copyright something. Schooling my friend Adam on the knee to warm up. To prep your joints, prep your body, prep your mind, prep your lungs for exercise. It's just key, man. It's like checking in before you make your demands, you know what I mean? Your body is not the same every day. So by going through these movements, yes, you warm up, but you get to see if there's any, you know, restrictions, any pains, any imbalances between the left and the right side. So let's get busy. Number one, we got shin box. Some people call it a 90-90. Start position is right here, right? So bring all limbs close to your body. Feet hip width apart, you're dropping both knees down to one side. Extra attention to get this internal rotation here. Both knees make contact with the ground and come back up. So while I move, right, this being variation number one, I have my hands for support, and it's really just about accessing hip range of motion. External rotation, internal rotation, up and over. You like that, you like that, you like, man, I made a little script, committed it to memory. So that's number one. Going into number two, you can have a go no hands. A little test for your core, hip flexors, keep your body facing forward. I shouldn't have turned. That would be version number two. If you notice, you start to slide forwards, but that's cool. Find your position again, drop both knees. So I like to do about 4 to 6 of these just to get the hips ready, core ready. Version number three, you can do with hands or without hands. Drop down to the side, and we're introducing a glute stretch to the family, right? So as I come across here, the glute stretch will be in the leg that I'm going over, that I'm taking my chest to the front of that thigh. So the glute stretch will be all down the side of this leg here. Stretch, hold for a second. Sometimes I get people to reach forwards as well. You can use your core strength, hip flexor strength to come back up. Shift the weight over to the other side again, either out here or out in front. Come back up to start. Sweet. Cool, so we're moving from movement number two. Movement number two, hip CARS. CARS is an acronym, stands for Controlled Articular Rotations. It's really allowing you to access your full hip range of motion just using the hip on its own. So not compensating, not asking other joints for help, keeping your body in a fixed position and moving through that range of motion. So we're in a quadruped position. I'm gonna show you open the gate, and then I'm gonna show you close the gate. So breath mechanics are real key here. So if I'm moving my right leg, I wanna inhale, breathe in, knee comes forward. Exhale and open the gate, keeping my chest parallel to the floor in time so that I can breathe in to come back in. So my breath is setting my pace as well. Exhale to open up. Inhale to come back in. This is opening the gate. So you see I'm trying not to lean over to the side or compensate too much, keeping the rest of my body still and allowing the hip to do the work on its own. So that was about 3 to 4 open. I'm gonna show you on the same side, but we're gonna close the gate this time. Same mechanics. This time, as we inhale to start, we push back, almost like a donkey kick, sole of your foot towards the ceiling, and then we close as we exhale. Timing comes from your breath, right? So inhale, push back, exhale to close. Inhale, push back, exhale to close. Cool. Movement number three, part of our hip warm-up, we're getting ready for squats, right? So I really want you to stretch out your hip flexors. They're definitely key on sitting comfortably into a squat, so you want to make sure to open your hips as much as you can. It's like a hurdless stretch. I'm putting emphasis on taking my back knee as far as I can, tucking my hips under, and then I kind of almost like pulse here. I don't want to hold it for too long. I want to go in and out of this hip flexor stretch. So as I go low, I stretch out the hip flexors more. As I come back, I stretch them out less. Remember, we're warming up the body, so you don't want to hold anything for too long. So some people call it the world's greatest and add other elements to it. Elements that I think are key to squatting is making sure that your upper back is not rounded. So this is a good way to help. Call it a T-spine opener, which is the top of your back. I may do 1, I may do 2. You got, I'll put it back for you. Again, just opening up your upper back so that when you're squatting, you don't have like this round in your spine, which makes it, I think when you stack and compress your spine, it makes it harder for you to sit into a squat. Cool, so same thing on the left side, same thing on the right side. I cut my hair yesterday, right? And I do this often, but I made an executive decision that this is the last time. It's the last time. I worked too hard to be cutting it's just long. So movement number 4, we at 4, right? Movement number 4 is gonna be the ham squat. Don't know why I'm so wide, so we're gonna stand about hip width. And again, this is almost like the final stages of prepping for the squat. So we're actually gonna squat. At the top, it's called a ham squat. At the top, you get a hamstring stretch. I would say keep the legs straight, pull your chest forward. I like to hold my feet for balance, right? And at the bottom, I'm gonna squat. So pull my hips through, open up my chest, back to the ham, and then back to the squat. So if you're looking for a pace, right? I like to inhale up and exhale down. These are progressive reps. So if you do about 10 of them, trust that number 10 will feel much easier and more fluid than rep number 1. So be patient with your hips. I got some people where their first rep is just here, they're struggling and they're fighting and they're like, but I'm used to going deeper. Every day is a new day. So trust that if you're exhaling, which brings ease to your body will start to trust the movement and you'll be able to sit deeper and deeper. Cool. Have you got your bands yet? Your sports therapy 101 bands yet?
Oh shit, here we go again.
Comes in a pack of 3. High resistance, 3 different colors, 3 different resistances. Carry case as well. Support the core, support the core. Adam, put the link somewhere. Put it somewhere, Adam. We're gonna get into a low squat, low-ish squat. We're gonna go for a front walk. And again, every step we take, right, we're pushing against the band, and that's helping to warm up, activate the glutes. I like to go forwards, I like to go backwards. Best thing for this is time. So you're not worried about counting reps. You may do about 30 to 45 seconds. Walking forwards, walking backwards. As you can see, I'm keeping my feet hip width apart and being conscious to push against the band, so on, so forth. So apart from the forwards walking, I like to get the lateral walking as well, trying not to bring my feet too close together, staying low in the squat. And again, however many steps I do to my right side, I'm gonna equal out on my left side. You can do 2 and 2, you can do 5 and 5, wherever's comfortable, and obviously however much space you have as well. Getting the glutes firing, glutes warmed up, which for me, gives me a much more stable lift. Oh my butt is burning. All right, so a little intro into why we're doing what we're doing. I like to split my lower body training into 3 parts, right? Max effort, where I'm really looking to load the bar, load the weight, which takes a lot more prep. Plyometrics, so working on fast twitch muscle fibers, jumping, landing, explosiveness, that type of stuff. The third version, the one we're doing today, will be muscular endurance. So how long can your lower body sustain an output? So for athletes, you may start the game hot and heavy, you may have the acceleration, the explosiveness, but how long will that last? You want to be able to go into the 4th quarter or the 2nd half, for example. So today we'll do a lot of lighter weight, high reps, and then we'll have some isometric holds as well. I'll give you an example. So one of them that we'll go through today will be a lunge. So once I've already fatigued the leg, right, maintaining this position, I'm keeping my quads on, I'm forcing myself to work on my balance, and again, my endurance by being able to hold this position.
All right, so single leg press is like a pre-fatigue. It allows you to work through contracting your quads with limited movement in the rest of your body, right? So controlled range of motion. I like a 2-second tempo down, 1 second back up, 2 second. We will call this an eccentric, 1 second back up. As you press up, right, you're really engaging your quads and then you're slowly releasing that contraction. Big press, slowly release that contraction. Just to help fix any imbalances. This is great for athletes as well because most of us will have a dominant leg, right? A leg that we plant into the ground, a leg that maybe we swing or jump off. And fixing these imbalances is just a way to protect yourself from any potential injuries, any potential issues.
Yeah. All right, people then. Superset number 1, we're going through a weighted split back split squat. Yeah, in like a lunge position. I prefer to do it with a barbell just because it gives you that added stability challenge. We're going for a tempo in this one. Just like the leg press, we're going for 2 seconds down, 1 second up. We're gonna overload one leg, let's say about 8 to 12 reps before we go over to the other side. Exercise 2 in that superset is gonna be a lunge. Call this an isometric, right? So we're in a hold, quads are on, glutes are on. We're making sure to keep an upright posture, relying on our legs to maintain this position. If you start to tremble, embrace the tremble for about 30 seconds. Yeah, you should feel it when you're done. The fatigue should be real when you're done. See this sweat? This ain't a prop, this is real. Superset number 2, same equipment, slightly different setup, right? So we're gonna go for the isometric hold first with the weight this time. Again, legs should be warmer, and we want to challenge the lower body, the quad specifically, a little more. So that will be superset number 2. The second exercise and the second superset is a lunge out. So like a burnout, I like to do 20 plus reps. So say I just did the hold, right? 15 to 25 seconds, I'm coming straight to the same leg and lunging out. Pressing up, making sure to push off the heel on the front leg. Cool. Sweet stuff. Think I'm doing a good job? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to superset number 3. I wanted to keep it real simple. By now your legs should be real tired. So we're going through a leg extension. You get to sit down and use literally only your quadriceps to lift the weight and bring the weight back down to start. So I still like to have a tempo here. I like to go 2 seconds on the way up. No, sorry, 1 second up, 2 seconds down. So we're always controlling that contraction of the quads and then releasing that contraction slowly. Again, keeping with the theme of the workout, we're staying single leg, up, and then control back to start. However many reps you do on the right side, do on the left side. Another key thing, right? Whichever leg you've been leading with for this whole workout, keep that leg the same, yeah? So if through the first supersets, right leg has been the start leg, start on the right leg for this superset as well. So again, now we're moving on to the left, contract and control. 1 second up, 2 seconds back to start. 1 second up, 2 seconds back to start. Sweet. Last exercise, second exercise of the third superset. It's a lot of numbers, I know. We're gonna add in a little sprinkle of plyometrics, some fast twitch muscle fiber work. So your legs should be fatigued by now, right? So we're really, again, testing your endurance. With this fatigue, with this burn that you would definitely be feeling in your quads, are you still able to jump and land with weight, right? So again, we're going into that split squat position, dropping the back knee. From this position, we're jumping up, landing soft, jumping up, landing soft. I'll show you from the front. Be mindful that this front knee, I'll show you on this leg, be mindful that this front knee always tracks away from the midline. Both weights either side of that front leg. Give yourself enough distance in the back, don't walk a tightrope. And again, control down, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up. Oh, my legs, oh, my legs, my legs. Put the motherfucking camera down. You filming? Yeah. Oh shit, okay, all right, cool. Quick, boom, bam, post-workout stretch is important, people. At the end of your workout, your body is warm, so you can pull tissues, you can pull muscle fibers without tearing. It also makes sure that you don't cool down and stiffen up. Tightness leads to injuries, right? So we want to make sure you're injury-free. You can train often, you can train to a high standard, so stretch when you're finished. Stretch number 1. Simple standing quad stretch. So there's keys to this to make it as efficient as possible, right? Soften your standing leg. You can find something to balance on so you don't make it a stability exercise. Then you're gonna pull this heel to your butt. If you can get 2 hands, oh shit, can I get 2 hands? If you can get 2 hands, get 2 hands. From here, hips go forward, pulling the heel to your butt, creating as much tension and length in your quadricep, which is the front of this thigh, as possible. Don't fall over, don't fall over, don't fall over. 30 to 45 seconds. Number 2. Number 2 is a hurdler stretch. This one has become a recent favorite of mine, really, just because I would get tight hip flexors from squatting, wouldn't really know how to remedy it. I try and roll it out with a soft wall. This is the first stretch that worked for me. So taking the knee as far back as I can to get real length in this hip flexor here. From this position, once you're comfortable down here, start to ease your way up, use your leg for support, and begin to tuck your hips under. You're almost pushing them forward, thinking hips to ground, right? Get some nice length in this hip flexor, stretch it out. Taking control of your breath helps to bring an ease to your body so you're not here wincing, grimacing. You're able to control it and stretch with ease, right? So every time I would exhale, I would try and sink a little deeper into the stretch because the breath out relaxes your body. Second to last one is just another opportunity for you to stretch out the quad, this time with a lot less other things to focus on, like standing. Same thing as you did when you were standing, for your heel to your butt. Push the hip forward, get as much length in that quadricep as possible, and just relax here. On every exhale, I'm trying to increase the stretch so hips go forward and heel comes further towards my butt. Do the same on both sides. Let's go through a hip stretch. I like the pigeon. It's not the easiest to get into, but as much as you can, right? You see this front leg, try and get it parallel to the front of your mat. That's why I said as much as you can, because I can barely do it. You're pushing your butt down towards the floor. One of two positions you can get into. Forearms down, which I like personally, and I see some other people that come upright. Just whichever you find most comfortable, stretch out the hips. So again, every exhale, I'm trying to push closer to the ground and relieve any tension. After lower body days when I wouldn't stretch, I would wake up stiff and sore. This just helps to reduce that. Maybe when I get home and I fully cool down, I use the ball or the foam roller to ease out any stiff or tight muscles. Sweet, same on both sides. So it's a little outro, it's me by myself today, just me and you guys. We went through I like to think of it as one of my favorite lower body workouts to do. It's unilateral, so it splits the left side from the right side. It works on some isos, so it's real joint friendly, we're gonna call it. I programmed this initially for somebody dealing with an injury, but this can be you starting out in the gym. This can be if you have athletic goals, your performance goals that you're trying to reach. It's just a different spin on lower body training. So a lot more geared towards endurance and hypertrophy. Hypertrophy being muscle growth, that's me just thinking a little bit. So yeah, tap in. I gotta say like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. This is part of the vlog as well. You know, I'm just trying to bring you guys content that you can put to use. So put it to use. Hit me back, like, share, subscribe. Follow me on IG, avatar_alchemist. Alchemist spelled with a K. Adam, what's your app? But yeah, put these exercises to use, put this workout to use. Make sure you warm up, make sure you go through the main work, the reps and the sets. Make sure you stretch and cool down. At the end, I've been Avatar Alchemist. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Put the camera down.
I'm stunting like stylo, up in VIP while you're waiting the line. I just terrorize, most wanted cause I just blow minds. No, talkie, drinks up though.
Follow Adam on Instagram as well. Adam_, Adam SO_S. He's gonna write it down.